Hello there, and welcome to the crew. I'll be your captain tonight, and before anything gets done here, I want you to go down and click that subscribe button, because I'm a starting channel, and I need everyone who even remotely looked at this video to click that. Next up, go check out nakamadecks.com that I use to make this deck profile. They're a great place to organize your cards, keep your lists in order, and even just look up the cards in the set. One more shout out to my buddy Chazz. He's a fellow One Piece tuber, and he was an amazing guy. I just started talking to him. I was like, hey, I kind of wanted to start a channel, and he got right back to me. He's a fantastic guy. I'll put him in the description along with the Nakama decks. But before I go into another tangent, let's go ahead and get started with what you came for and get into this Smile deck. So this is going to be the Asyraf D deck. Is it a good card? Not really. But going into the main, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal one Smile type character, costs 3 or less among them, and play it. Put the remaining cards on the bottom of the deck. It is a 2-cost purple card. So when building a deck in this game, I've noticed there are 2 things to start with. You either build your deck around a leader, or you go into the card pool and you select a archetype, a cluster of cards that work together, and then build the deck around that, and then pick a leader that fits with that group of cards. This is one of the types where you would build your deck first, I believe, and then go with the leader after. So this is a purple card, so obviously that leaves us with purple leaders. My original concept came to the blue-purple crocodile. Now, I picked blue-purple crocodile because he has an effect that goes with events. So that means every time that we activate Smile, we draw a card if we have 4 or less cards in our hand. And since I want to spam the Smile event card as much as possible, getting a card every time I do it, whether I whiff or not, seems like a pretty good way to go. Now, keeping in that line, 2 other cards that I thought would be good for the deck would be Miss All Sunday, which is a blue card. She is a blocker, 3 cost, that says on KO, if your leader is a Baroque Works type, I can return any event card from my trash to my hand. It doesn't say blue, so I can actually get back the Smile fruit. And then because Crocodile was the leader I wanted to use, it works out perfectly fine. Now, there was a second card that I wanted to use in blue. It was Mr. 2, which everyone loves Mr. 2. But, unfortunately, where is Mr. 2? There was a problem. So on Mr. 2's effect, it says reveal one Baroque Works type event card from the top 5 cards of your deck when it attacks and put it in your hand. Now, obviously, the problem is that Smile Fruit is not a Baroque Works type card, and I did try putting in a Baroque Works engine, but there was absolutely no room to do that. It's pretty much either one or the other. So that was the first thing I thought of for synergy with the Smile Fruit. So we have the leader that I think goes with it pretty well, because you get to draw a card with an event and you're focusing your deck around an event. You have Miss All Sunday, which works with the leader and recycles the event. And then there was Mr. 2, which I hoped worked, but didn't, because that would have helped you get to it. However, there is another card that helps you get to it. So let me just go by cost, because I like to do that, which is Orochi. And now he is a very good card for this idea. He's a 1-drop, 2k power, but he also has 2k guard, which is really good. And on play, you can reveal a artificial Devil Fruit Smile from your deck and put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. The only problem with this card is that it's Orochi, and Orochi is a piece of crap. But other than that, it's a really good card. So the next thing that I looked at for the Smile Fruit is what can I actually play off of it? Not a lot, but it was interesting to look into it. So I'm looking for a Smile type character that is cost 3 or less. And in this deck, I have every single Smile character that can get searched off of this. The first one being Jin Rummy, which is a 1-drop vanilla with 3k. the worst thing to get off of it, because just a 3k one drop. The second is another vanilla, which is Sheep's Head, which isn't good but isn't terrible, because with 4k you can put one Dawn on it and actually swing it leader. The second one is Bao Hong, who is a 2-drop 3k. The stat line I wish was 4k, but on play you get to choose 2 cards from the opponent's hand and look at them, so you get some information. I mean, small card pool. The next card is Speed, who is a trigger play card. I also wish you had 4k. 3k is a lot of investment to get to 5k, but I mean, I literally put in every single card it could get, so there's not much wiggle room yet. But if you play this, if you get it off of a trigger and you play it, it could give you an extra attack. And then the last card is Hold'em, which is the best card to get off of the card, because it is your 3-drop, so you get maximum value. Because you're only paying 2 for the Smile Fruit, and then if you get a 3-drop, you save 1. Unfortunately, there aren't any more 3-drops. So the most you're going to do is break even, and if you get Gym Armor, you technically negged. But we're not really worrying about plussing and negging too much in a deck like this. It's more of just for really casual fun, just trying to make this deck. He has an ability that says on KO you get to ramp 1, so add a Dawn. So for the most part, it might get looked over, like your opponent might not want to kill it right away. So if they don't kill it, you have an attacker return. If they do kill it, you ramp 1. So either way, it's not terrible. So those are all the cards that you can actually get off the Smile Fruit. So we have 4 Hold'em, 4 Speed, 4 Bao Hong, 4 Sheep's Head, and 2 Jinrumi. And then we have 4 Orochi. Now, to work with the Crocodile Leader, who wants lots of events, I have a Desert Sparta. As a counter card, you pay 1, and you gain 2k, and then you get to rearrange the top 3 cards of your deck, maybe get to your Smile Fruit. And the trigger's good. Draw 2, ditch 1 when you trigger it. Love Beam is pretty much a staple if you're playing blue. It's just really good. You have 2 cost counter, give plus 4k, and if you have 3 or less cards in your hand, you draw a card, which is amazingly good with the Crocodile Leader in general. And this isn't a the best crocodile, blue-purple crocodile deck, but I mean, if you're going to play it, you might as well play the card that synergizes with it well. And then I'm kind of teching 2 copies of Overheat, which is another 2-cost counter. The leader or character gains 4k, and then you can return 1 active character cost 3 or less to the owner's hand. The trigger is return a cost 4 or less to the owner's hand, so the trigger's good. And then my last little tech is Sabus. Lets you return 1 character cost 7 or less to the owner's hand, and then trigger activate the main effect. So all of these cards, if you have the right amount of cards in hand for your leader, will let you draw a card. So you're plussing off your effects. But the main thing is you want to play Smile, hit a Hold'em if possible, and then Smile goes to graveyard, and then you're going to want to get to another one with either drawing another one or getting the Orochi out. You can even use Mystical Sunday to get it back. And then the main thing is, while you're playing these Smiles, to keep drawing cards off of Crocodile while getting guys to the board out of your deck. That's kind of where this is going. We have Perona as just a staple 1-drop blue card that's good. Lets you rearrange the top 5 cards of your deck, so if you don't draw Smile or Orochi, you can possibly get there in the next turn. And then if you get to Orochi or Smile, well, Smile doesn't shuffle, it puts it on the bottom, but if you get to Orochi, you get to shuffle your deck. So, after rearranging, you can decide to do anything with that. They're not stuck there anymore, which is good. And then for the top end, because, with just all these little guys, you're not going to be threatening too much. You need 1 big guy. I went with the 7-drop Crocodile. Now, he has Guard, which is something a lot of the big cards don't have. So I actually just put 4 in the deck, and if you drew multiple and you don't want to play them, you can guard with them. So I don't think there's really a downside to playing a full playset of him. He has Banish, which is technically like what I call a crit. When he deals a damage, it goes straight to grave and doesn't trigger, which is fantastic. And on a 7k, he's hitting hard regardless if you put any effort into him. But his continuous skills, if you give him a Dawn, blue event cards in your hand cost 1 less. So that means your Love Beam costs 1. Your Desert Sparta is free. And then your Sables is a 3 cost. And then your Overheat is a 1 cost. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with the Smile Fruit because it's a purple card. If it did and you could play for 1 drop, it'd be nice. But, you know, we're not going for super synergy. We're just trying to build something interesting. So this is pretty much just my basic concept now. Why did I make this? I just enjoy making random decks, especially ones that don't get a lot of attention and are interesting to fiddle around with. You know, deck building is more interesting the less is just told to you, really. I think this card, Smile, has a lot of potential, actually. It needs more 3-cost Smile guys with decent effects. So if you got a cost 3 that had like an on play or something that really did much of anything, because, you know, with all the vanillas, I'm grasping at straws. But if it did much of anything of relevance, this card could be pretty good. I mean, it has synergy by just having a card like Orochi that just searches it out. So, you know, if you're looking for consistency, it has a good shot right out of the gate in the first set. There were a couple other Smile cards in the set. Unfortunately, they're 4 and up, so this can't actually proc and get them out of the deck. I think it was, let me check real quick. So let's see, one was a 4 cost, and one was a, let's see, where is he? Oh, well, no, that's the event. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go character, and then where's the, here it is. Here's cost. So one's a 4 cost, which is Kamazo. Yeah, Kamazo is a Smile, but he's a 4 cost, so he can't be gotten off the Smile Fruit. If you wanted to make it more like just on theme with a bunch of Smile guys, you could put him in there, but that wasn't really super important to me. And then the last one is Babanuki, who's a 5 cost 7k. Now, if you could actually play this guy off of the Smile Fruit, I think it'd be pretty good because you're just crapping out a 7k. But it says 3 or less. But yeah, this is the deck list that I came up with. I do want to test with it. I'm trying to set up the a tabletop, you know, camera and everything so that I could do that. But other than that, I have some things planned for you guys in the future, and I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. And I think that's about it for this video. Go ahead and comment on things you'd like to see from the crew, and any deck profiles you'd like me to try and make, and then do a little video for, and go over my thoughts and explanations, because I think that's a good thing to have. Instead of just showing a deck profile, I'll go through the cards and like share my ideas about why I chose certain cards, why what certain cards kind of go together. And if you like the video, you know, go ahead and leave a comment, even if it's not to give anything of what you might want to see there. Just be like, hey, I'll try and answer it, of course. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed my first little deck profile, and I'll catch you back on the ship later.